We start this morning with a request of help from police on Tybee Island. They need your help solving a case involving a series of car break-ins. Take a look at this surveillance video. The Tybee Island Police Department says these individuals are considered persons of interest in several car break-ins Thursday night. If you know any of them or have any information that might help, please, you're asked to call 912-786-5600. Again, that number is 912-786-5600. The Liberty County school system is reviewing a transportation incident after 2 students were placed on the wrong bus and later exited on Friday. District officials say the students, who are siblings, left Frank Long Elementary School at approximately 2:37 p.m. Despite having tags with transportation information attached to their book bags, they boarded the wrong school bus, which was being driven by a substitute driver. After the children's family notified the district they had not arrived at the correct bus stop, law enforcement and district officials began searching for the students. The students were found just before 4 p.m. and reunited with their guardians shortly after. The school district released a statement saying, in part, "We are deeply concerned about this occurrence and are carefully reviewing our transportation and dismissal procedures with particular attention to safeguards for our youngest students." You can read the full quote on our website from the school district. That's wsav.com. Now, since the students were returned to their families, district officials say they are conducting a thorough review of the incident. WSAV has reached out to the school system. We are still waiting to hear back. We will continue to follow the story and we'll keep you updated as we learn more. This morning in Bullitt County, the Statesboro Fire Department was dispatched to Statesboro High School due to a fire alarm. We're told the fire occurred and was contained in the main gymnasium's concession stand. The building's safety systems activated properly to help extinguish the fire. Bullitt County Schools says it, along with district staff, will continue to address the issue through the weekend in order to be ready for students on Monday morning. They also say they are thankful for the quick response of the Statesboro Fire Department. WSAV is your local election headquarters ahead of the August 11th special primary for the Republican nomination for U.S. Senate in South Carolina. Some of the candidates are making a last-minute push for support in the Lowcountry. Congressman Ralph Norman spent some time in the Lowcountry yesterday, meeting with potential voters at Palmetto Hall Golf and Country Club on Hilton Head Island. Norman didn't come alone, though. He was joined by 1st District Congressional Representative Nancy Mace, who endorsed Norman last month.
We've got one chance to elect a true conservative that has a record, that's in the business arena, to serve for 6 years. We only get this one shot. Now's the time to go to the polls. August 11th is not a normal day, but go to the polls, cast a vote, and we can make this state as great as it can be, and America as great as it can be.
Representative Norman wasn't the only Senate candidate campaigning in the Lowcountry this weekend. Former Congressman and Governor Mark Sanford met with potential voters on Hilton Head on Friday, where he too pitched why voters should choose him for the nomination.
A farmer put it to me best. He said, you know, think about it this way. We have a government that goes out and spends money it doesn't have, and then it turns around and prints money that's not there. What's that do to the value of every dollar I have? It diminishes it. And people are feeling that effect today, which makes, again, what we're talking about, and frankly, the focal point of this campaign, I think, very relevant to people's lives.
9 candidates are in the running to replace the late Senator Graham on the ballot this November. The leading candidates, including former Governor Sanford, Congressman Norman, as well as Senator Darlene Graham and Congressman Russell Fry. Other candidates include Duke Buckner, Mark Lynch, Mark McBride, Glenda Gale Parker, Sam Shepard, and Danny Ford. Senate candidates also spent some time in Florence on Saturday, meeting with and speaking to voters at a Senate Stop event hosted by the South Carolina Republican Party and Republican gubernatorial nominee Alan Wilson. Maddie Cottaspati with our sister station in Myrtle Beach was there.
Saturday morning Senate Stump, the 5 candidates involved in 2 debates earlier this week spoke on many different topics, with the most prominent being affordability, immigration, and overseas affairs.
We look at the numbers. Yeah, there are a lot of numbers that we could talk at length about, but it comes down to something a whole lot simpler. This race is, for me, based on, yeah, numbers, but what will those numbers buy us these days? There's an affordability question which ties largely to this theme of the American dream.
When you think about the price of rent and the housing shortages, do you know one of the biggest drivers of that? Illegal immigration. 20 million people were imported into this country in a 4-year span. It is unimaginable, it's unconscionable.
Under President Clinton and under George W. Bush, when they had the director of CARE, a Hamas terrorist organization, working beside them, telling our presidents how to deal with the Islamic threat in America. Do you think we got any good information
there? Other thing I will really do is try to help South Carolina and make aware the electrical problems that reason you're paying high taxes, high electrical prices to companies. Call attention to audits and get things done in the right way. I'll recruit businesses. I'll recruit good people who have nothing to gain the system to come to South Carolina.
The priorities are the families in South Carolina and how much they're struggling. I oppose illegal immigration. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris let 12 million illegal immigrants into this country. I'll help President Trump walk them right back out.
Also in attendance were 4 candidates who were not involved in the 2 debates earlier this week. Mark McBride, Samuel Shepard, Glenda Gale Parker, and Danny Ford II. The primary election is on Tuesday. Polls will be open from 7 to 7.
Also happening this Tuesday, the Republican nominee for Senate in Georgia, Representative Mike Collins, will be hosting a meet and greet here in Savannah. It's happening at 8 a.m. at the Palmetto Clubhouse Azalea Room. You can stay up to date with the latest political happenings in both South Carolina and Georgia anytime on our website. Just visit wsav.com/electionhq. According to the CDC, about 1 in 6 high school students reported being bullied electronically in the past year, including through texting and social media. WSAV's Isley Herschel spoke with a local doctor to find out what kind of impact this can have on kids.
So they can use these avenues of social media, text messages, pictures, AI images to add on to the bullying.
Ashley Cheek is a pediatrician with Memorial Health and says new methods of bullying are unlike traditional teasing. With AI use and social media, she says the effects can be longer lasting.
Normally you could go home and your bully's not at home, you know, but now your bully could be anywhere.
A CDC study showed that of the high school students who reported being on social media often, over 20% have seriously considered suicide, with over 9% actually attempting it.
We see kids who deal with, you know, mental health issues, anxiety, depression, you know, because of bullying. Because it's hard. It's hard for someone to decide that they're going to pick on you because you're different.
We reached out to the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System about the problem. They sent us this statement, saying in part, "We're committed to fostering safe and supportive learning environments for all students, both in school and online. If parents have concerns about cyberbullying or their child's emotional well-being, they're encouraged to connect with their child's teacher, school counselor, or school social worker for guidance and support." Cheek says there are signs to look out for if you think your child is getting picked on at school or online.
Subtle signs would be like your child gets up in the morning and says, "I have a headache and I have a tummy ache and I don't want to go to school," and that's a change in behavior. That could be a sign that there's bullying and there's more information that needs to be obtained from that.
If your child is being cyberbullied, she says don't ignore it.
Take a screenshot, you know, so that way you have a paper trail and a sense of what's happening, and then report to a trusted adult or a school official.
That was Isley Herschel reporting. There are resources for families who may be impacted by bullying. We have a list on our website, wsav.com. Should there be a curfew for teens on Hilton Head during the summer? It's a topic that came up after a mass shooting on Caligny Beach last month. Now town leadership has a first draft of what that curfew might look like. 8 people were shot during an argument between 2 groups of teens on the 4th of July. 7 people, all 17 to 19 years old, were arrested and charged. A first draft of this order includes a May 1st to August 31st curfew for anyone under 18 at any Hilton Head beach from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. That excludes any teen who is working with parents or guardians or in an emergency situation. Adults could face penalties if they knowingly permit a teen to break that curfew. Mayor Alan Perry says he is happy with the first step. Now he wants the public to weigh in.
We want to make certain that we're not taking all the fun away, if at all. Right? It may come around that a curfew is not the answer, but I think there's so much that we need to learn about, and that's what's going to happen next week and going forward as to what is best for Hilton Head Island.
Another bill banning large groups from crowding or obstructing public spaces has also been drafted by Beaufort County sheriffs. Both will be up for discussion tomorrow, Monday, August 10th, at the Community Development and Public Services Committee meeting. We'll follow up.